Hello students, today we are going to discuss some MCQs of chapter 6 Anatomy of Flowering Plants. So let's start without wasting any time. Question number 1 is, a tissue is a group of cells which are, you can see 4 options are given. First is similar in origin but is dissimilar in form and function. Second one is dissimilar in origin, form and function. Third is dissimilar in origin but similar in form and function, and the last one is similar in origin, form and function. So here the correct option is option D. A tissue is a group of cells which are similar in origin, form and function. Okay, so option D is correct. Let's move on. Question number 2. Question number 2 is, apical, intercalary and lateral meristems are differentiated on the basis of origin, function, position or development. So it is basically differentiate on the basis of position. So option C is correct. Let's move on next question. Question 3 is, which of the following helps bamboo and grass to elongate? So which one? Option A is apical meristems. Second one is lateral meristems. Option C is secondary meristems, and the last one is intercalary meristems. So it is basically last one, intercalary meristems. Okay, let's move on. Question number 4. Question number 4 is, which meristems helps in increasing girth? Lateral, intercalary, primary or apical? So mainly lateral meristems are basically helps in increasing girth. Okay, so option A is correct. Let's move on next question. Question is, cells of permanent tissue are specialized functionally, only structurally, both structurally and functionally, and the last one is for mitosis. So it is basically specialized both structurally and functionally. Okay, so option C is correct for this question. Let's move on next question. Question is, the apical meristem of the root is present in all the roots, only in radicals, only in taproots or only in adventitious roots? So apical meristems is basically present in all the roots. Okay, so option A is correct. Let's move on next question. Question number 7 is, during the formation of leaves and elongation of stem, some cells left behind from the shoot apical meristems constitute the, which one? Lateral, axillary, coccabulum or fascicular cabium? So it is basically axillary bud. Okay, the cells which left behind from the shoot apical meristem constitute the axillary bud. Okay, so option B is correct. Let's move on next question. Question number 8. Question is, which of the following is responsible for the formation of an embryonic shoot called axillary bud? So which one is responsible? Lateral meristem, apical meristem, intercalary meristem or both B and C? So it is basically intercalary meristems. Okay, option C is correct for this. Let's move on next question. Question number 9 is, a plant tissue when stained show the presence of hemicellulose and pectins and cell wall of its cells. The tissue is called which tissue? Collenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem or meristem? So it is basically collenchyma. Okay, collenchyma is a tissue which when stained show the presence of hemicellulose and pectins in the cell wall of its cells. Okay, option A is correct. Question, now move to question number 9. Okay, 10. So question number 10 is, various functions like photosynthesis, storage and excretion performed by. So these are the function of which tissue? Sclerenchyma, parenchyma, arrenchyma or collenchyma? So it is basically a function of parenchyma. Okay, so option B is correct. Let's move on next question. Question number 11. Question number 11 is, sclerenchyma is usually dash and dash protoplast. So live without, dead with, live with, or dead without. So it is basically dead without. Okay, sclerenchyma usually dead and without protoplast. So option D is correct. Let's move on next question. Question number 12. Question number 12 is, the dash occur in layers below the epidermis and dicotyledon plants. Which one? Parenchyma, sclerenchyma, collenchyma, or arenchyma? So below the epidermis in dicot plants, basically collenchyma. Okay, collenchyma is present. So that's why option C is correct. Okay, let's move on. Question number 13. Question number 13 is, xylem functions as a conducting tissue for water minerals from dash to the dash and dash. Which one? From root, stem, leaves, stem, root, leaves, leaves, stem, then roots, or leaf, stems, then leaves. So here the correct option is roots, stems and leaves. Means xylem function as a conducting tissue for the water and minerals from roots to the stem and then leaves. Okay, so option A is correct. Let's move on. Question number 14. Question number 14 is, bast fibers are made up of dash cells. Which one? Sclerenchymatous, chlorenchymatous, parenchymatous, or arenchymatous? So bast fibers are basically made up of sclerenchymatous tissues or cells. Okay, so option A is correct. Let's move on. Question number 15. Question number 15 is, which of the following have vessels as their characteristic feature? Vessels. Okay, so in angiosperms or gymnosperms or pteridophytes or bryophytes, which one? So vessels are basically found in angiosperms. Okay, as a characteristic feature. So option A is correct. Okay, let's move on. Question number 16. Question number 16 is, an organized and differentiated cellular structure having cytoplasm but no nucleus is called. Means nucleus is absent in which? Vessels, sieve tubes, xylem, parenchyma, or tracheids. So it is basically absent in sieve tubes. Okay, option 6. So let's move on. Next question. Question number 17. In question number 17, a vascular bundle in which protoxylem is pointing to the periphery is called. So it is basically found in which? Endarc, exarch, radial, or closed. So it is basically found in exarch. Okay, so option B is correct. In exarch, protoxylem is basically found at the periphery. Okay, so option B is correct. Let's move on. Next question. Question number 18. Question number 18 is, in dicot root, vascular bundles are scattered and with cabium. Option second is, vascular bundles are arranged in a ring and have cabium. Third option is, a xylem and phloem radially arranged. And the last one is, xylem is always endarc. So we have to find right option here. So the correct option for this is option C. In dicot root, xylem and phloem radially arranged. Okay, means in dicot root mainly phloem are arranged in radial position. Okay, so option C is correct. Let's move on. Question number 19. Question number 19 is, pericycle of roots produce mechanical support, lateral roots, vascular bundles, adventitious buds. So which one? So it is basically produced lateral roots. Okay, pericycle of roots produce lateral roots. So option B is correct. Let's move on. Question number 20. So question number 20 is, in a stem, the protoxylem lies towards the, which one? And the metaxylem lies towards the dash of the organ. So in stems, we have to find here about stems. Okay, so which one? Center or periphery, periphery or center, periphery, periphery, and the last one is center or center. Which one is correct? So here option A is correct. Okay, you can see in stem the protoxylem lies towards the center and in metaxylem lies towards the periphery of the organ. Okay, So option A is correct here. Let's move on next question. Question number 21 is, anatomically fairly old dicotyledonous roots is distinguished from the dicotyledonous stems by. So here we have to differentiate between dicot root and dicot stem feature. So which one? 4 options are given. First is presence of cortex. Second one is position of protoxylem. Third one is absence of secondary xylem. And the last one is absence of secondary phloem. So here the correct option for this question is option B, position of protoxylem. Okay. So it is basically responsible to distinguish dicot root from dicot stem. Okay. Position of protoxylem. So option B is correct here. Let's move on next question. Question number 22. Monocot leaf possesses which one? Intercalary meristem, lateral meristem. Third option is apical meristem. And the last one is mass meristem. So monocot leaves have basically intercalary meristem. So option A is correct here. Okay. Let's move on. Question number 23. So question number 23 is, what is true about monocot leaf? So here we have to identify about monocot leaf. 4 options are given and we have to find the right one. So let's start. Option 1 is reticulate venation. Second one is absence of bulliform cells from epidermis. The third one is mesophyll not differentiated into palisade and spongy tissue. And the last one is well differentiated mesophylls. So for monocot leaf, basically mesophyll is not differentiated into palisade and spongy tissue. Okay. So option C is correct. Let's move on question number 24. Question number 24 is, lignin is important constituent in the cell wall of which? Parenchyma, cambium, phloem, xylem. Which one? So lignin is basically important constituent of xylem. Okay. Option C is correct here. Let's move on question number 25. Question number 25 is, heartwood differ from sapwood in. You can see 4 options are given here. First one is presence of rays in fibers, absence of vessel in parenchyma, having dead and non-conducting elements. Yeah, this is the correct one. Okay, option C is correct here. Hardwood differ from sapwood in having dead and non-conducting elements. So option C is correct here. You can also check the last one, but we have now get the answer option C. So let's move on next question. Question number 26. So question number 26 is, how does autumn wood differ from spring wood? Options are given. First one is broad vessels and tracheids. Second one is narrow vessels and tracheids. The third one is red color of xylem. And the last one is cambium. So basically autumn wood differ from spring wood in narrow vessels and tracheids. Okay, so option B is correct. Let's move on question number 27. Best method to determine the age of tree is. Yeah, this is very easy answer, mostly asked in previous year questions too. So it is basically C, the number of annual rings at the base of stem. Okay, count the number of annual rings at the base of stems. So option C is correct here. You can also check the rest ones, options too, but here we have got now option C is correct. So let's move on next question. So question is, which of the following characteristics is correct about a monocot leaf? So we have to find the correct characteristics about monocot leaf. You can see 4 options. First is having reticulate venation. Second one is absence of bulliform cells. Third one is mesophyll not differentiated into palisade and spongy tissues. And the last one is well differentiated mesophyll cells are present. So here for question number 33, Correct option is option C. For monocot leaf, basically mesophyll is not differentiated, okay, into palisade or spongy tissue. So option C is correct here. Let's move on question number 34. Question number 34 is, which is not correct about sclerates? So here we have to find the incorrect one for sclerates. 4 options are given. So option A is these are parenchyma cells with thickened lignified walls. Second one is these are elongated and flexible with tapered ends. Third one is these are commonly found in the cells of nuts and in the pulp of guava, pear, etc. And the last one is they are also called stone cells. So which one is incorrect here? We have to find the incorrect one. So these all are correct, okay? Option A is incorrect. These are parenchymatous cells with thickened lignified. No, this is not correct, okay? So option A is correct. Let's move on next question. Question number 35. Which of the following option is correct about bulliform or motor cells? Okay, bulliform cells are also known as motor cells. So here we have to find the right one. First is it is seen in grasses. Second one is it is large size, thin walled, colorless, vacuolate cells on adaxial surface. Option C is it helps in rolling of leaf to minimize water loss when it flacets. And the last one is all of the above. So here we have to find about the correct option for bulliform cells. So in bulliform cells, basically here you can see all options are correct. It also seen in grasses. It is large cell, thin walled, colorless, vacuolate, adaxial surface. It helps in rolling. Yeah, all are the features of bulliform cells. Okay, so option D is correct here. Let's move on question number 36. Question number 36 is, all the following statements regarding sieve tube elements are correct except that. You can see 4 options are given and we have to find the except one, means the wrong one. So let's check. Option A is their end walls have perforated sieve plates which become impregnated with lining at maturity. Second is they possesses peripheral cytoplasm as well as large vacuole. The third one is distinct proteinaceous inclusions. The phosphate proteins are or P proteins are seen evenly distributed throughout the lumen. And the last one is long, slender, tube-like structure arranged in longitudinal series. So which one is incorrect here? So the incorrect one is option A. Their end walls have perforated sieve plates with linear. No, this is this is the wrong one here. So the correct option for this is option A. Let's move on question number next one. So here question is coccabum and vascular cabium are the part of secondary xylem and phloem, the parts of pericycle, lateral meristem or apical meristems. So basically coccabum and vascular cabium are a part of lateral meristems. Okay, option C is correct. Now next question is phellogen and phloem respectively denote. So phellogen and phloem are mainly denoted by cock or coccabium and cock, secondary cortex and cock and secondary cortex. Which one is correct? So here the correct option is option B, coccabium and cock. Means phellogen is known as coccabium and phloem is for cock. Let's move on question number next one. So the question is a narrow layer of thin wall cells found between phloem or bark and wood of dicot is. So a narrow layer of thin wall cells are which one? Coccabium, vascular cabium, endodermis or both A and C. So here the right option is vascular cabium. Okay, option B is correct for this question. Let's move on next question. Question number 31. Cork is formed from phloem, vascular cabium, phloem or xylem. Which one? So the correct option is phloem. Okay, cork is formed from phloem. Let's move on. Question number 32. Main function of lenticel is for transpiration, gaseous exchange, guttation, or both A and C. So lenticels are basically function for transpiration. Okay, 32 answer is A. Now we have to move on next question. So question is, which of the following statement is not correct for stomatal apparatus? So we have to find out the incorrect one here. Option 1 is inner wall of guard cells are thick and elastic. This is correct. Second one is guard cells invariable possesses chloroplast and mitochondria. Yeah, this is also correct. Third one is guard cells does not possess subsidiary cells. No, this is not correct because they have subsidiary cells. They have subsidiary cells, so that's why this is the correct option for question number 37. Yeah, we got the answer. Question number 37's answer is option C. Okay, let's move on next question. Question number 38. Question is, which of the following statement is correct regarding simple permanent tissue? For simple permanent tissue, we have to find out the right one here. So first is, the collenchyma occurs in layer below the epidermis in monocot plants. The second one is, sclerenchyma cells are usually dead and without protoplast. Yeah, this is the correct one. Sclerenchyma cells are usually dead and without protoplast. Option B is correct here. Okay, so let's move on. Next question. Question number 39. So question is, which of the following statement is not correct about xylem? So here we have to find the incorrect option for xylem. So let's check. First one is, it is a conducting tissue for water and minerals from root to stem and leaves. Yeah, this is correct. Now we have to check second one. It also provides mechanical strength to the plants of parts. Yeah, it provides mechanical strength. This is also correct. The third one is, it is composed of 4 different kinds of elements named tracheids, companion cells, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. No, this is not correct for xylem. So this is wrong. Okay. So option C is not correct here. Okay. So option C is for question number 39. Okay, let's move on. Next question. Question number 40 is, which of the following statement are correct about epidermal tissue system? So let's check here. We have to find the right one. First is, it forms the outermost covering of the whole plant body and comprises epidermal cells, stomata and epidermal appendages, the trichomes and hairs. Yeah, this is correct. Let's check the second one. Epidermal cells are parenchymatous with a small amount of cytoplasm lining the cell wall and a large vacuole. Yeah, they have large vacuole. Yeah, this is correct. Now the third one is, epidermis is often covered with a waxy thick layer called cuticle. Yeah, this is right, which prevents loss of water. Yeah, here you can see all options are correct. Okay, so correct option is D. Let's move on. Question number 41. Question number 41 is, read the following statements and select the correct one. So here we have to find the correct one. Option 1 is, in flowering plants, let's check the question first. Which of the following correct? Yeah, here we have to find the correct one. So option 1 is, in flowering plants, tracheids and vessels are main water transporting elements. Second one is, the presence of vessels is a characteristic feature of angiosperms. The third one is, xylem fibers have highly thinned wall and their cell walls made up of cellulose. And the fourth one is xylem parenchyma store food materials in the form of starch or fats and other substances like tannins. So here the correct options are option first, second and fourth. Okay, this is correct, this is also correct, and this is also correct. So option D is correct here. Okay, let's move on next question. Question number 42. Question number 42 is, read the following statements and answer the question. First is, it is made up of elongated tapering cylindrical cells which have dense cytoplasm and nucleus. Second one is, the cell wall is composed of cellulose and has pits through which plasmodesmatal connection exists between the cells. The third one is, it is absent in most of the monocots. So which part of plant tissue is being described by the above statements? So you can see tapering ends are basically found in phloem parenchyma. Okay, so here option C is correct. Okay, phloem parenchyma features are above. Let's move on next question. Question number 43. Question number 43 is, which of the following correct about ground tissue system? So first is, all tissues except epidermis and vascular bundles constitutes the ground tissue. Second is, it consists of xylem and phloem. Third one is, in leaves it consists of thin walled chloroplast containing cells called mesophils. So which one is correct here? First and third is correct. Okay, so option B is correct, means all tissue except epidermis and vascular bundles are called ground tissues. And the third one is, in leaves it consists of thin walled chloroplast containing cells and mesophils. Yeah, B is correct for this question. Let's move on. Question number 44. Question number 44 is, read the following statement and answer the question. First statement is, they are present on stem as epidermal hairs. They are usually multicellular. They may be branched or unbranched and soft or stiff. They help in preventing water loss due to transpiration. So for water loss, basically trichomes are responsible. Okay, so option D is correct. Let's move on. Question number 40.